It's my privilege really to address the audience as welcome, ladies and gentlemen, because MTM usually stands not only for machine to machine, but rather for man-to-man business. So thanks for the participating ladies. This session is about how to make money in MTM. And for this, and even better weather like yesterday, I welcome you all to Istanbul, because this is where the Turkcell group established and still grounded. Yeah. So we are owned by the Russian, Scandinavian, and Turks, the only Turkish company listed in New York Stock Exchange. So we are in 9 countries and leader in 5 of them. 50% of the market in Turkey belongs to us, and 60% of the corporate business. And so we enjoy a sustainable profit and growth for the last 19 years. So besides this, we have also an ISP and fixed part. There's Turkcell Super Online. So it's like a silk fiber road. And it's interestingly, yesterday there was Google with their 1 gigabyte investment. So for the last 2 years, we are providing 1 gigabyte to more than 1.5 million households in Turkey. So maybe it's a big deal for states, but it's something else for Turkey. We're really a latecomer to the mobile broadband. Actually, one of the 2 latest one globally, I guess. But that gave us the advantage to really build an ultra-fast investment. So according to the INSEAD research, we are the #1 in the world for mobile coverage. And according to Ericsson, we are one of the fastest in the 3G area. LTE is scheduled to be deployed in 2016 due to the regulatory issues. But hypothetically, we have a test speed of 891 in lab conditions. So that's the investment we made. So for the M2M arena, I think Turkey is almost a heaven. So we have enough numbers to really make a fortune out of this. But of course, it takes time. We started in 2004 without knowing that it will be one day called M2M, but structured it under M2M for the last 3 years and continue in that way. So you see various verticals. What happened in the last 3 years, we achieved 1.4 million mobile connected devices on our M2M platform. So, and for this, of course, we made an investment on tariff side, on the platform side, together with the partners on the SIM side, and also for a vertical ecosystem, close to 40 different partners in different verticals. We have a grand strategy adapted from Ericsson almost 4 years ago. Still, we hold to that. So first, it says connect everything with every possible access technology. That's important. The second one, you have to use a platform to really track the SIM and also to create a service application layer on that. So we made an in-house deployment on that with a little support of Ericsson. And then we also further expanded in the vertical area. That's why we built an ecosystem of the different partners. Today, we do not own a system integrator, but we are very closely working with them. But that doesn't mean we really give an end-to-end solution in any vertical. So it's always 75 or 70% completed. The rest is done with the different partners. And we have a vertical solution on that. So it means that's the telematics or car, and we are European zone. That's why I used as ARPU values euros. So in 2004, we started with basic vehicle tracking. At that time, ARPUs were higher because the business was new. Then we further continued with advanced vehicle tracking. That's for first aid, for cold chain, for banking industry, and for different, where we achieved 2 euros of the mobile ARPU. Then we further continued finding niche markets like fleet management. So there's a huge transportation logistics market in Turkey. And then we achieved a service ARPU of 4 euro. Then we further continued to make investments. Now we are about to enter the insurance telematics, where we think we're going to have an ARPUs around 6 euros. And connected car, as Turkey is a key decision maker in the production, but we have really a good 6 big business market in Europe. So we'll hope one day we're going to connect also most of the passenger cars in that way too. Today we are about to make a commercial launch, in November. However, this is a business over 2014. So today, the business runs as the follows. We are accountable for finding the customers. So we own the customers. When we find the customers, so we bring a vertical partner, a recommended partner to them, and we create a solution together where we sell our own connectivity and platform, and they sell their own hardware and software and service fees. And everybody is responsible for the collection side of their own. But with our new business model, as we call the service model, we'll take care of the all hassle on behalf of the customer. So we are the prime to the customer with a service model. We are responsible for making the agreement, for collection, for deploying the service. So then we'll add up, as you see, the connectivity. For this is an energy, for example, a consumption monitoring service, a comparative benchmark report, and also we can, in the same bill, we can also charge the devices on installment basis. The €4 is on 24 months installment basis. So then in our balance sheet, we came to €12 rather than 1.5 or €2 as basic mobile ARPA. That gave advantage of owning the customer, owning the solution, owning the whole value chain in front, and also control the level of the service that we like to give them. So that's an energy solution. So this is, for example, there's a regulation in Turkey that requires a fine on the irregular use of the energy. And many corporates are paying the fines without even knowing that they're existing on their bills. Almost 15% of the regular bill that they have, they pay as their fines for using irregular energy consumption. So that's the solution for that, and we charge only monthly €12 for that, giving a huge saving monthly for them on their bills. The same can be also implemented for fleet management, for example. There are a lot of, let's say, independent trucks in Turkey who are looking after loads, and there are a lot of companies, they like to have the most efficient way to transport their goods from one point to another. So we'll keep track on the registered trucks, and we use a kind of messaging platform to really build an exchange between the logistics company and the trucks. In that way, so they know exactly where they have the, let's say, truck with the specifications they like to have. There's also credit or rating score on the truck, whether he or she was successful in the previous attempts to bring the load from one point to another. So this is why we are charging also for location and messaging services on behalf, on top of the other services that provides. So that's another way of really increasing our revenues and ARPUs. Smart farming. So in Turkey, we have I think we are the biggest in the greenhouse farming in Europe. So there's a basic service of greenhouse monitoring. That's not rocket science. But what's important there is monitoring and info services. Why monitoring is important? Because usually the problems or the triggers are sent with a message. But some of the time, the owner of the greenhouse or the ones who have to take care of the greenhouse are not reachable or didn't take care or really not aware of what's happening. So then we provide monitoring services to them to really find someone who will be in charge for making the relevant activities. So we'll make a list of the relevant people, their phone numbers, their house phone numbers, and whatever we need. So if something happens in their greenhouse specifically, we can trigger an alarm to really reach the important person to take a measure. And info services are SMS subscription services that gives a certain important information about their business. It could be weather, or it could be some other commercial information. So they get it on a daily or, let's say, on a specific occasional basis. So then again, we add up certain services together and on one bill, so we charge more with better ARPU.
And so what's the result all of this? Well, that's what happened in the last 4 years and what will going to happen in the next 4 years. So we'll expect still a steady growth on an M2M business with a surprisingly increasing ARPU levels. I think €2 ARPU is similar to the Western counterparts of Turkcell. Could be even better of some of them. And we'll think we're going to increase furthermore. Just imagine there are just 120,000 meters are connected in Turkey, where 70 million are there. So still there's a huge potential with the services ideas we have. And what will happen next in Turkey, at least? We're going to still make some investment on the M2M platform. LTE is coming. LTE will give advantage on the service level agreements and also streaming and surveillance services. So I'll think there will be an extra ARPUs coming from that. We are closely with the GSMA on the reprogrammable SIM because it's affecting our market as well. We are considering M2M alliances. So far, we didn't enter any of them, though our partners are in one of them. So maybe in the coming months or next year, we may evaluate to get some more advantage from the roaming agreements. And last, of course, this is now M2M world, but in the very future, it will be called Internet of Things, where we're going to talk more about the software side and programming of things. So why my calendar in the phone is not trigger of everything, really talking to several different devices and softwares and creating alarms or even decisions on behalf of me. I think there was an interesting example yesterday on the British channels about a robot gun that gives decisions by themselves. So if it's happened in the military, it's far better that it happens in our life. So I think in the next years, we're going to talk more about the programming devices and softwares as we connected most of them. So in a nutshell, that's about Turkey, Turkcell Group. So if you have some questions, I will be delighted to answer them. Yes, please.
You told us that you own the complete solution from perspective of your complete solution. But what is handed over to the partner? Which part of the solution?
Actually, devices and the greenhouse monitoring is in this example by the partners, info services, monitoring, alarm, connectivity, M2M platform on our side. In this example, vehicle tracking and devices on the partner side, location and messaging services and connectivity is on our side. And here, actually, almost everything is on partner side, but we integrated a software, really making them working together. There are different partners in this solution, so we combined them on the single platform.
So it's a complete solution for the end user?
Yes.
So you experience it when he has a problem, you can call you.
They call us. Anything else? So, thank you very much.